Pisces, happy birthday, my Pisces. I missed you so much. I'm sorry. I just went through that, getting over COVID. It's taken me about 4 weeks, and I tried to get back into readings, but it was really affecting my ability to do readings. Just, it is what it is. As an empath, I get sick a lot because I do absorb a lot of negative energy, and perhaps I'm not doing as much self-care as I should do, but it is what it is. I've missed you guys. Look at this sweet little cherub. This beautiful little cherub. Happy birthday, my Pisceans. Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Pisces, no. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe you. You do not need this for that in your exchange with others. You're doing good in the world. Let the world give back to you and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. We all love you so, so much. I don't know what it is, Pisces. I'm really feeling you guys right now. I'm feeling our energy, probably because it's Pisces season. I felt as though I needed a good cry, as though there needed to be a release of some sort. I feel that it is this shift in energy, especially as we're coming into the age of Aquarius, but not only that, all the changes in terms of lockdowns and, the last 2 years of COVID. I feel that a lot of you played it very strong. You were very strong. I feel that a lot of you took on, so much energy, and I feel you took on the pain of others. I feel there were quiet nights where you wept for the world, where you wept for, where things are going, how are things going to turn out. I feel that there was confusion. There was, maybe even real fear. Now, I think a lot of people even felt that on a global level, the fear of what's happening. But with that as well, I feel that there's a lot of truths that are surfacing, especially when Pluto came in. When Pluto came in on February 22nd, 2022, there was that portal, and Pluto comes around every 248 years. And it was in the area of, or it had a strong influence above the United States. And ironically, that happened on the anniversary, I believe, of the United States becoming a country back in the 1700s or something like that. I don't know, I was doing a whole lot of reading. But Pluto is the planet of destruction and rebirth, but it's also about bringing a lot of things to the surface that we didn't see. So I feel like a lot of you may be getting a new perspective on things. Maybe you realized and you saw a lot of what seemed to be real. It wasn't real. And what I mean by that is there's been a lot of exposing of corruption by governments, by even the health industry. There's lots coming out about Pfizer, how they released their documentation, court ordered in the States there. But basically there's going to be a lot of truths coming to light, and you're going to see how we've been kept in fear, especially a lot by elites and, just the mass psychosis. And so I get the sense that a lot of you, with the global issues and just everything, it may have shook you, and maybe you got pulled into that or deeper into an energy of fear, but things are going to be okay. Some of you may have been applying for new jobs. Maybe you're looking for more security in terms of finances, or just to be secure in itself, but coming up to no solution. But don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Yes, there's that negative thinking and that betrayal. Okay, nothing is as it seemed. There it is. Backstabbing, negative thinking. A lot of things are coming to an end now that we thought was the way of the world, but actually wasn't. So this is good. Pluto's doing some clearing out. So you may have found that in your relationships too as of late. I get the feeling that some of you are even shocked at the things that you learned. Some of you are even shocked maybe by people that you thought you knew, and then all of a sudden truths about them became revealed, and you may have felt as though you were on solid ground with them, and then you realize like this person wasn't solid at all. Okay, I feel that there were some harsh truths here, and I feel that you were I'm getting this kind of shock in terms of, you know, what you believe to be true versus what is. But don't let that deter you. Okay, this is a big time of spiritual growth. And as I say, don't let that deter you. There you go. There's that foundation of the Five of Cups. That sad energy, of course, that's really dwelling on things. So I feel maybe that's why I felt the weeping, the sadness, right? I feel as though a lot of you, whether you were grieving for losses in your own personal circle, or whether it was losses on a grand scale, I feel that a lot of you were affected in the last little while, and you survived it. You survived it, but nonetheless, I feel that it affected you in a deep level, especially in your emotions. Okay, so there was some sadness, some loss, some grief, some despair. Maybe there was some abandonment or some guilt or remorse or regret or some trauma. Maybe there was some bereavement, a mourning or a heartbreak of some sort. Maybe there was an unwelcome change, or maybe you were just feeling emotionally unstable because of all of these energetic changes. Perhaps it was hard to pull yourself out of the focus of loss because it was just so prevalent around you. You see it on the news, you see it when you take a step outside, you see it in the hospitals, right? But there was a lot of negative emotion, I feel, or some isolation or some loneliness, perhaps some emotional baggage that was coming up that finally you couldn't lie to yourself about anymore. It was like, okay, now it's time to clean up here, right? Some of you may have had a divorce or decided that you're choosing such, or maybe some separation, or maybe some anger or disappointment. And if this isn't you, this could be a lot of people around you, and maybe you've just been absorbing that energy like a sponge. And I feel like it really came to a head. You know, it was something to do with this 2-year mark. You know, you see all of the protests, and a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are very angry for how things have gone in the last 2 years. A lot of people feel as though their freedoms were taken away, right? But basically, in a general context, there's something about that sadness and loss and loneliness or despair. But that's okay. There is always a silver lining, and it's a matter of choosing to see it. And I think that now the good news is, if you were battling maybe some depression or whatever be the case, the good news is you're going to be coming out of that. Here we go. So the recent past influence, there is the Knight of Cups, but in reverse. Again, this to me signals a loss of a relationship, breakups, maybe some rocky relationships as of late, okay? And maybe if somebody hurt you, again, you shut down, and maybe that's what it is, and why you've decided, you know, I'm not letting anybody in, I'm staying put. But in that, you know, I feel that you went in a little bit of a downward spiral, okay? I'm just feeling dark. Everything felt dark. It was like, where's the end of the tunnel? Where's that light? Somebody shine a light for me. you know? Oh, Pisces. Tell me more about that Knight of Cups. Perhaps you received some upsetting news. It doesn't even have to be a relationship. Maybe it was about somebody that you cared about deeply, that you loved deeply. Maybe even a family member, a friend, maybe one of their friends or family members. There was a lot of, I feel a lot of sadness. And there was some ending here. There you go. Okay? So whatever it was in the past, there was an ending that caused this emotional imbalance. And that's okay. There were things that needed to be cleared, obviously. And I'm looking at this kind of rushing water like it had nowhere to go. So some of you are having an emotional release right now, which is good. Let it out. Let it out so that you feel on top of the world, so that you feel lighter, because you've been carrying the weight of the world. Okay? And not just your pain, like I'm saying, it's not just your pain. You've been carrying the pain of a lot of external things that have been going on. What did I tell you? So now you're clearing, now your mind is starting to clear, which is good. You're starting to see things clearer. The clouds are starting to clear. You're having a mental breakthrough, which is beautiful, because this Ten of Swords is the ending of some negative thinking or, you know, something bad. And now you're getting a fresh perspective and you're able to see things clearly. Good on you for holding on tight, because you're coming out of that, okay? Tell me more about this Ace of Swords, please. Oh, relationships. This is about letting somebody in. This is about even, you know, getting into a new relationship, communicating with people who see things the way you do, feel the way you do. Things are going to be okay, all right? Spend some time with those that you love, even if you felt the need to isolate or you felt the need to process alone. Let somebody be there for you, because you know what, I feel that they're gonna help give you a fresh perspective as well. You don't have to do everything on your own, okay? Somebody wants to give to you, and let it happen. Hence, this is the card. So let's see what's coming up in the near future here. Future energy for Pisces. Messages. Things are going to start picking up. Beautiful. Things are going to start happening very, very quickly. And as things start to pick up, I feel like you're going to be feeling a lot better. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe, there you go. See, there's that inner conflict. Somebody's going to be communicating with you, and they're going to help bring you out of this inner conflict that you've been going through. And I also feel too that you're going to be seeing a lot. So if you're being heavily affected by external factors at this point in time, like if you feel like, oh my gosh, everything is just happening so fast. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, it's just, it feels in a sense like everything's sped up. You know, there's all of these world history events happening day after day after day. Like normally it'd be like one big event, right, for the year, but no, it's literally something major is happening every day. So that could make you feel a little out of sorts. And I'm hearing as well the spiritual fight between good and evil. I think a lot of that became very prevalent as well. And I think that there just needed to be some clearing so that you could let somebody in. Somebody's going to come along and they're going to help you out. And so yes, things will speed up for a little while, and it may still make you feel a little, you know, unsure about what's going on, but it's going to be okay. Okay, let's see your energy. Yeah, look at you. 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups in reverse. That is some weird noise and it's kind of freaking me out. Sorry. So I feel like you were very stuck in your head. Fear. You're letting these external illusions that the world is showing you of uncertainty, uncertainty and fear. I feel like it's made you quite trapped. Can you guys hear that? I live quite high up, so that's very weird. It sounds like someone's banging on the bars of my balcony, but there's nobody close. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just freaking me out a little. Whew. Okay, so yeah. Let's get back to the reading here. So something about, you know, feeling afraid, but now you're going to get past, you're going to see through the illusions that were holding you back. Okay? Someone may have pulled the wool over your eyes, like our governments, etc. And maybe that's why things are going to speed up, right? Things are going to speed up, and it's going to take determination, because somebody else is determined to keep you in the same. I'm getting a sense that there's a few different energies. So I feel like you do have the good here. You do have the ones that love you and want to be here to support you. If you want, you can look at them as the ones in the white. But I also see that there's two in the black here. So there's something externally that was, you know, getting you down, and they seem like they were having more power. But trust in the fact that I feel as though the light is going to shine again, and somebody's going to make a last-ditch effort to keep you stuck. There's some energetic force that's going to try to keep you stuck in whatever it was in fear. But don't be afraid, okay? Because that's why it's going to seem like it's so fast, and that's why it's going to seem like everything's just going crazy. But that's Pluto's, literally that energy of just pulling things up. And then also we're going into Aries season soon, right? Like after Pisces season, then we're going to be in Aries, and that's the planet of war, all right? So things are going to be a little rough still for a little while. So if you're feeling that energetic, you know, the energetic fear around the world, it's okay. This is going to pass. They're at their last ditch efforts. Whatever the negative energy is in the world is at the last ditch efforts. Those old systems are breaking down. Okay? Wow, this is heavy. So you just keep doing you. That's the advice. You keep working on yourself. Don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention to anything. Be very careful of what it is that you're consuming. And what I mean by that is what you're consuming mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's easy to want to get sucked up into everything that's going on around and how people are trying to survive and all the craziness in the world. But you know what Spirit is saying? That there's two different worlds that are existing at this point in time. It's almost like there's two separate worlds that are coexisting. And as we break away from the old world and enter into the new world, it's very important, as you know, because it's so easy to lose ground. But also you're going to feel some grief too, because you're leaving behind the ways that we always used to be, the way that life used to be. And we're moving into a new era, okay? But this is the golden age. So Spirit says keep focusing on the things that you love, the people that you love. And whatever it is that you're working on, allow other people in, especially those that you love. Okay? It's easy to want to isolate when things feel uncertain. Tell me a little more about this Eight of Pentacles, please. Tell me a little more about the Eight of Pentacles for Pisces. I'm freaking myself out. Death, there it is. There's that transformation. So there's the death of the old and the new world coming in. And as that comes, there's grief that comes with it, of course, because it's a part of who you used to be too, right? So let things change, but keep focusing on yourself through this transition, okay? Focus on what you want, because right now is an important time for creating. You know, you'll almost see that the things you think about manifest so quickly, all right? Because there's higher vibrations now that we're moving into. So let's see possible outcome here. You don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to your soul tribe family. People are waking up around the world. Okay? Stick with those who see things. See, there's that emotional support. There you go. You are going to get through this, and the flowers are going to be blooming. Again, spring. There's something important about spring for us Pisces. But things are going to get a lot better. Allow that support in, because somebody wants to support you. You could even have somebody from the past that may come back and reach out to you to let you know that you're loved and you're cared about. And don't shy away. Could be a Cancerian that you're dealing with, maybe another Scorpio. Maybe this is even just saying water signs are, you know, having a little bit of an issue. But I think too that Pisces might be having a bit of an issue too, because we're leaving the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius. So it's very challenging, and keep using your willpower. Okay? You're gonna get through this, and there are people to help you through. Hang on tight. Focus on those things that make you happy. I know it's easy to want to go you know, look at other things, and you want to make everything better, and you want to heal the world and all of that great stuff. But right now, there's a big shift that's going on. There's the death of the old world, and there's the birth of the new. And right now, it's important for you to protect your energy and to really allow those to be there for you that want to be, okay? I love you guys so, so much. I miss you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Mwah. Bye, guys.